Word 2013, Unit F, position a graphic. Now, once we've inserted a graphic into our document and we've made it a floating graphic, we can move it by dragging it with the mouse or making minor adjustments with the arrow keys, or we can simply set an exact location for our graphic using the position command. So let's try some of these out. My picture is already selected, so I can go to the position button here in the arrange group. Let me click the drop down here and notice I can choose how my photo is centered vertically and horizontally on the page, and I can impact how the text wraps around my graphic. So I'm going to choose, let's look at a few of these. You can get a nice little preview of what happens. So for instance, here is my position in top center with square text wrapping. If I come down, this is what the book suggests we try. Position in middle center with square text wrapping, and actually I like that quite a bit. Now I need to see what's going on behind the scenes. You probably already have this feature turned on. I'm going to turn on my show hide because I want to make sure that my section break is above my picture, because strange things can happen if I interact incorrectly with a section break. We'll talk about that a little later in the semester, hopefully. So my section break is at the top of the screen, and I can just point to my picture. Notice the little four-sided arrow that's accompanying my arrow. I can click, hold, and drag this picture any way that I'd like to. For instance, let's say I've decided I'd like it here at the upper right. I want to stay below the section break. Now you see what I mean by weird things happen? I've turned this into two columns in a sense, in a way. But let's say I want to move it there. Just by clicking and dragging, that's really easy. Don't forget also that my picture is tied to a paragraph, and I can see where it's anchored by looking for my little object anchor over here to the left. If I want to anchor it to a different paragraph, I can do that by clicking and holding and dragging that anchor symbol down the left margin, for instance, if I want. It's really already at my top paragraph, but I could click and drag that to a different paragraph if I wanted to anchor this someplace else. Let's look at some more layout options. My picture selected, I'm going to go to Picture Tools and Format. And let's click our position button again. At the very bottom of this list, we should see more layout options. And so notice I can decide that there's an absolute position that my picture has to be in. This is pretty cool. If you really understand the grid principle behind your paper and you're really into layout, then you can be very specific about where you'd like things to be. So for instance, here under horizontal, my absolute position has to be 2.44 to the right of the margin. I've got other options here as well. Let's come down here and we'll type in 2.25 here. I'll go to my text wrapping tab, and of course we can use text wrapping to change the text wrapping style, to wrap text around only one side of a graphic, and to change the distance between the edge of the graphic and the edge of the wrapped text. And that's what I'm considering doing. We'll see. Now that we've selected this text wrapping tab, we're going to type 0.1 in the bottom text. Let's do that. Let's adjust the distance between the edge of the graphic and the edge of my wrap text. And I'll click OK. And you can see it adjusted slightly. Now let's go to the View tab. Right now I'm looking at just a single page, but let's say I want to look at multiple pages at the same time. So I'm going to go to the View tab, and I'm going to click my Multiple Pages button in the Zoom group. So now I can see more than one page at a time. Get a sense of flow for my entire document. Now I have a photo down here at the bottom. This is my statues photo, and we're going to move this statues photo. Right now it's at the top of page 3, but I'm going to drag it to the blank paragraph above the Quest Specialty Travel heading in the first column on the first page. So let's see. Maybe I'll put it, this did say above, right? Yeah, the blank paragraph above. And just let go of my mouse button. So my inline graphic is now moved to the bottom of column 1 on page 1. And my document is no longer 3 pages. Now my document should be only 2 pages. I'm going to double click just so I can open up my Picture Tools Format button. Go back to Position. And this time I'm going to say Position Bottom, well, yeah, Position in bottom left with square text wrapping. Now right now, my anchor symbol, I see where it is. I want to make sure that my anchor symbol is over here right to the left, and it is. I don't think I have to move this. Your instructions say drag the anchor symbol to the margin left of the first body paragraph. Oh, the first body paragraph in the column. Let me just show you what the anchor does, if I can make it behave right. Notice I can drag that up, and you really can't tell a difference, and I'm not sure the next page highlights what a difference this will be. But we've dragged it up, and basically the statue's photo becomes a floating graphic aligned in the lower left corner of this first page, but it's anchored, this is the important part, it's anchored to the first body paragraph. So when I drag that anchor symbol to a different paragraph, it anchors the selected graphic to the paragraph. So now if that paragraph changes, then they change to accommodate the photo below it. Actually, it's going to change to accommodate 2 photos because we have 2 photos attached to the same paragraph. So we do that because we want the text to consider the photos that are nearby. Now I'm going to click my boats photo, click my, go to my Home tab, grab the Format Painter, and I'm going to give my statue's photo the same shadow effect that should have been in place from assignment 1. And I'm not even sure if I still have that feature on. I'm working on so many different copies of it. Mine may look a little different from yours, don't worry about it. But I just want you to see that the Format Painter actually paints the format. We're going to say that's it for Word 2013 Unit F, Position a Graphic.